This lesson is over volume of prisms. So what type of polygon is this? I'll let you ponder it. What? Is it a trapezoid? Yes, it is. In our next slide, I'll explain why it is a trapezoid. So to find the area of a trapezoid, we know its area equal 1/2 times the base 1 plus base 2 times height. Do not memorize this. It is given to you on your formula chart. So remember, during class, we highlighted the basis in yellow, and we highlighted the height in green. Why did I not highlight the 7 of 5? Because those are at a slant. It is not the height. A height is a vertical line from one base to the next base. So let's look at this. So the bases are b1 plus b2, so 6 plus 8, which is like 8 plus 6. Okay, so far so good. The height is 4. I don't really see any issues here. Maybe the math is wrong. Half, so 8 plus 6 is 14. So half of 14 and 4. What's half of 14? 7. 7 times 4 is 28. Oh, I see the error. They forgot to do half. They did 14 times 4 is 56. They forgot to do half of it. Makes sense. All right, so Malila wants to make the International Marine Signal flag shown. What is the area of the flag? What makes this polygon a trapezoid? What makes a trapezoid completely different from the other polygons we've learned, such as a parallelogram or a rectangle or a triangle? Well, first of all, it has 4 sides, so it cannot be a triangle. Well, if you remember, a parallelogram is parallel. So let me draw it. Here's a parallelogram. A parallelogram is parallel on all, has 2 sets of parallel, has 2 sets of parallel numbers. Sorry, 2 sets of parallel sides. While a trapezoid, on the other hand, only has 1 set of parallel sides. So if you turn this sideways, turn your head sideways, you'll notice that the bases are 30 and 5, while the height is 100. So let me write the formula. The formula to find the area of a trapezoid is A equal 1/2 times B1 plus B2 times height. So let me highlight this. So, oh, goodness gracious. I don't know. I'm not sure what's. So these are the bases, and these are the height. Oh, goodness gracious. There. So let's do the mathematics. 1/2, the 2 bases are 30 and 5, 30 plus 5, and the height is 100. What is 30 plus 5? 35, and the height is 100. So many ways you can do this. You can do half of 35 times 100, but you know what? I want to use number sense. What's half of 100? 50. So 50 times 35. And what is 50 times 35? 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. Cancels out. 3 times 0 as a placeholder. 3 times 0 is 0. 5 times 3 is 15. Add it up. 0, 5, 7. It's 1,750 squared inches. And that is how to find the area of a trapezoid. So what you're going to be given is you're going to be given a paperclip box such as this. And you're going to be given these like small little rainbow cubes such as this. Centimeters rainbow cubes. What do you notice about the base of the rectangular prism? So what do you notice about the base of the rectangular prism? Let me show you if you do not understand what I'm talking about. The base of it, well, if I turn this box upside down, what do you notice about the base of this rectangular prism right here? It is the shape of a rectangle. So I'm going to write that down. What is the rect? You know what? I'm going to type it. So what is the polygon? So called a rectangle. And how do you find the area of the rectangle? Well, if you look at your mathematics chart, A equals base times height. Do you remember why we capitalized the A? The A, when a variable is capitalized, that means you're going to have to multiply something to get that answer. So the base is a number that's given. The height is a number you're given. You multiply this, you'll find the area of it. So now you're going to be given some rainbow cubes. You're going to estimate how many rainbow cubes can fit into this box. You are estimating volume. So you'll be given a ruler and you estimate, estimate, estimate. All right, so after I've given students time to estimate, we're going to do it mathematically because you know what? Math will prove the answer. So to find the volume of a rectangular prism, we use a formula called V equals capital BH. Why is this capital V capitalized? Because we need to multiply something to find that. And why is it, what is this big old B? Well, we're going to be learning what that is today. And height. The big B represents the area of the base, of one base. To find the volume of a rectangular prism, you use the formula capital V equal BH. You multiply big B, which is the area of one base, and H is the height. So let me show you the height of this would be here, the height of the box, while the area of the base would be this. And what is this shape called? This is a rectangle. So how do you find the area of this region? You multiply base times height, and then you'll multiply by the height of the rectangular prism. So to find the volume of a rectangular prism, you multiply by the area of the base, which is a rectangle, base times height, then times the height of it. So here's the answer if you would like to know. So it is the height of the box is 2.4. So the height of this box is 2.4, while the area of the base is 7.1, and this is 4.7. So let me highlight it so I can show you it. This represents the height, and this represents the base of it. So we multiply the base of the rectangular prism, which is a rectangle, times the height. So the answer is 80 cubes. So let's practice with some problem sum. Highlight B, or the area of the base, in pink. So highlight this in pink. What is this polygon called? This is called a rectangle. How do you find the area of this polygon? You do area equals base times height. Again, we use our mathematics charts if you do not memorize it. So highlight the height in green. So the height is this. So now fill in the blank. So capital B is the base. What is the area of this? The area of this is 5 times 2. And what is the height of it? 6. What is 5 times 2? 10. 10 times 6 is 60 cubic inches. Why do we call it cubic inches? Do you remember an exponent to the power of 3, cube? Because we're multiplying inches by inches by inches. And how many times are we representing inches? Inches to the third power are cubic inches. So again, I found the area of one base of it, which is a rectangle, which is base times height, 5 times 2. Then I multiply it by the height of the rectangular prism, and that's why I got 60. Let's try another example. Highlight the area of the base in pink. Let's see, highlighter. So it's right here. What is this called? This is called a rectangle. How do you find the area of this rectangle? You multiply base times height. Now, highlight the height in green, and that would be right here. So fill in the blanks to find the area. So base times height times the height. So base is 6 and 2, so 6 times 2, and the height of it is 8.5. 6 times 2 is 12, And what is 12 times 8.5? 5 times 2 is 10, carry to 1. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. 8 times 2 is 16, carry to 1. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 is 9. 0, 12, carry to 1. Don't forget the decimal point. It's in the tens place, so it's 102 cubic inches. Number 3. So write and solve an equation to determine the volume of this prism. So highlight the B, area of the base, in pink. So I'm going to use a highlighter. So highlight this one base in pink and highlight the height in green. And the height is this. So how do you find, so it says write an equation. An equation is, for to find the volume, is V equal capital B H. So we're finding volume. So what is this pink area? What type of polygon is this pink area? It is a rectangle. How do you find the area of this rectangle? You multiply the base, 12, times 3.5, times, what is the height of this rectangular prism? 10. So what is 12 times 3.5? 5 times 2 is 10, carry to 1. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 0, 12. Don't forget the decimal point in the tens place. So it's 42 times 10 equals 420 cubic inches. Number 4. Olympic gold medal winner Michael Phelps swam in a pool. You know what? I'm going to draw a pool. Oh, goodness gracious. Here's a pool. Swam in a pool with required dimensions: 5 1/4 meters by 10 meters and 3 meters. Write and solve an equation to determine the volume of this Olympic-sized pool. Volume equal capital BH. So you know what? I'm going to highlight, even though it doesn't say, I'm going to do it myself. So I highlight the base, which is a rectangle, and the height is 3. So to find the area of this rectangle, I multiply the base, 5.25 times 10, because 1/4 is 5.25, times the height is 3. What is, I'm going to do 10 times 3 is 30. What's 5.25 times 30? 0, 0, 0, cancel. 3 times 5 is 15, carry to 1. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. 3 times 5 is 15. If I add this up, I get, don't forget the hundredths place, 157 and 50 hundredths cubic meters. And our last example, the volume of this rectangular prism is 120. If the length is 10 centimeters and the width is 3 centimeters, what is the height of the bot? Oh, we forgot the height. So they forgot to tell us the height of this, but they did tell us how to find the area of one base. So highlight so I did that right. Write and solve an equation to determine the missing length. So the formula is V equal capital BH. So we know the volume is 120, so we can fill that part in. Do we know the area of this base? 3 times 10, but do we know the height of it? H. What is 3 times 10? 30 H. Do we know how to solve one-step equation? You bet you do. Is H isolate? No. Divide both sides by 30. This cancel. Height equals 40 centimeters. So the last part of class, what you're going to be doing is you are going to, so this is a student from Rice University. I'll just show you very quickly. I'm not going to really play the whole video.
Hey, I'm David Nickel, and I'm from Rice University, and this is my dorm room. I read a comic one time.
Okay. He is a student, was a student at Rice University. I think the video is about 2 years old. And he filled up his room with tons of balls or tons of things. So what if I do that? What if I want to lock all my kids out of my room? So I say, sorry, can't come to my room. Can't teach you today. What if I fill up my entire room with number cubes, such as these? What if I fill up my entire room with number cubes? Can you try to figure out how many number cubes will fit into my classroom? If I cover up every single space, the volume of my whole thing. Because volume is the inside, how much it holds. So the length of my classroom is 29 feet by 24 feet by 9 feet. Can you tell me how many of these cubes will fit into my classroom? So what do you think you would do? What would you do first? You probably need to find the volume of each cube. You probably would have to measure find the area of one base, 10 times the height. Well, the cube is 1.5 inches times 1.5 inches times 1.5 inches. So in other words, it's 3.375 thousandths cubic inches. Then you need to find the volume of my classroom. So I need to find it in inches because I need to use the same units. So 29 feet times 12 is 348 inches. 24 feet times 12 is 12 inches in a foot is 288 inches. 9 foot is 108 inches. So the volume of my classroom is 10,824,192 cubic inches. So now that you know the volume of a cube, can you figure out how many of those go into this? It would be 3,207,168 number cube. So if I buy that many and fill up my room, none of you will be able to fit into my room. Wait, then you won't be able to come and do a testing homework with me. Never mind. We'll scratch that idea. All right, so that is that lesson. So volume of a rectangular prism is you multiply the base, capital B, big B, that's the area of one base, times the height.